Audie's Podcast, WATP.
Croge, you and I were traveling together. We had a show this week.
Oh, hell yeah.
And as we were driving back on a long multi-hour drive, you happened to be thumbing through Twitter.
Yeah.
And our boy Muttering Jay has another exclusive. He's doing the research. He's getting the info. He's giving us the facts. And I really need you to go through this. It's a 14-part tweet.
Yes.
That people should check out on their own because he has screen images with evidence and he links to videos. And it really is impressive, all of the research and information that he brings to us.
It really is incredible.
Yes.
If it's all right, I want to start with the Dr. Steve tweet because I thought that was fucking fantastic.
Yes. Let us start there.
So our good friend, Dr. Steve, friend of the show, saint among men.
All around good guy, we can all agree.
Oh, yeah.
Legitimate fucking great human being. So he posts this. Getting people's gigs canceled isn't okay. Whether it's Pat Dixon, Chrissy Mayer, or Stuttering John, this in real life stuff stinks. That's all. I just wanted to say that. I'm an idiot. Haha, geez, I need to stick to talking about dicks and nuts and toe fungus, and then a little winky face emoticon.
So he's putting it out there that it doesn't matter if you're a friend of the show, friend of ours, or not. Let's not fuck with people in real life.
Exactly.
And we can all agree we don't want that happening to Pat Dixon and Chrissy Mayer,
Right.
but we also all agree we don't want that happening to Stuttering John because he'll fall on his face on his own. No one needs to fuck with him. And he couldn't have done it in a better way by explaining, like, this is not my role in this.
Sure.
I'm just putting it out there.
Self-deprecating at the end there.
Exactly.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
And exactly, was self-deprecating, was funny, was human, showed some actual real emotion, and said this shouldn't happen to anyone.
Yes.
No one should face these consequences.
So let me guess. John responded with, thanks, Steve. And I agree, and I just want to second that let's stop messing with people's careers.
That's right. He actually tweeted, and I quote, "Thanks for the support, Dr. Steve. I really appreciate it." Actually, no, what he tweeted was, "No offense, Doc, but you have been part of the problem. Wearing a t-shirt with my image, mocking me, and for what? What have I ever done to you? Why appease the haters? Someone in the medical field should be helping people, not hurting them."
What a fucking asshole!
And laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah, correct. John obviously saw the video that I posted on YouTube, or one of the videos, I think Adam Goldstein did too, of him showing the shirt up on stage, and the entire place erupting with applause and laughter.
Yeah.
And John's sitting here going, "Oh, you should be ashamed of yourself. How many people did you save this week? A half dozen, but whatever. That's not the point. You wore a t-shirt that hurt someone's fucking feelings because they're a thin-skinned retard."
But John, who has a good sense of humor about himself,
he used to.
he likes to point out.
He did.
And Dr. Steve, again, showing what we should all of us aspire to be as a human, tweets this.
Well, hold on. I'm sorry. Before you do that,
Yeah.
I also want to point out that John has now entered into a whole different realm. He used to not acknowledge these things.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's now acknowledging that he's seeing these t-shirts and he's watching these videos, that was his whole thing. I don't go on those sites. I don't know what they're saying about me. I don't want to know. I don't care. And now Dr. Steve puts out something that's nice to John.
Yeah.
And his response is, you're a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Because he also made Dan was out of his stickers, which he sent me too. Thank you, Dr. Steve. Those are fantastic.
Quality stickers.
Very good. Okay, so what is the
And
response?
Dr. Steve tweets out, "No offense taken. I'm seeing where this is all going, and everyone has fun until someone gets hurt. I don't want your gigs canceled or anyone's gigs canceled. Yeah, I wore a goofy shirt, and if I contributed to this atmosphere, that's on me."
I mean, you didn't, Dr. Steve.
No,
but that's
certainly.
a nice response.
Yeah, he
But-
took the high road.
I'm taking responsibility for my actions. Stuttering John might want to try that sometime, man. You'd be fucking shocked.
John loves admitting when he's wrong. He loves it.
Yeah.
He talks about it all the time. He doesn't admit he's wrong all the time. He just talks about how he likes to admit that when he's wrong.
Oh, and then our good friend who is a must follow, Muttering John on Twitter, chimes in and says, "Generous Dr. Steve, who wore a t-shirt goofing on Stuttering John, shows magnanimity. Melendez called Chrissy Meyer ugly and gums, said she was on OnlyFans. He urged suicide on Artie Lang, called Monique Monique from Radio Gunk a cunt and accuse Carl from WATP of having an affair.
And I just want to say to you, Muttering Jay.
You fucking know all about this shit.
Yes.
Sure do, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? That summed up pretty nicely there.
Yeah.
You know, John, you're kind of a prick.
Yeah.
And maybe you shouldn't go around telling people to act nice when you're one of the biggest assholes anyone's ever met.
Oh, God. And then, so random Twitter guy comes in and says, doing this is controlling speech, which anyone, especially right-wingers, should be upset about.
Right.
And then for reasons I don't understand, Stuttering John responds to this one guy and says, so far, 2 of my gigs have been canceled, which equates to thousands of dollars. To which I say, bullshit!
Yes.
Bullshit! Thank you.
Yeah, because let's think about this, guys. Let's say that getting a dozen people in a room to see John doesn't happen every time. And when he plays other clubs, he does have more people.
Yeah.
But what would thousands of, I mean, how many people would have to be there for it to be thousands of dollars? What are we charging per ticket here? It's usually free. I've seen a bunch of these shows.
Yeah.
They start out being $20 a ticket, and then they're like, hey, you know, if you just want to like have a beer, we'll let you in the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's getting contracts, word of mouth contracts for thousands of dollars, but maybe he is.
Yeah, and to be clear, no one involved in any of this has called for anyone to get anything canceled.
Correct.
If I had my way, Stuttering John would be booked every fucking weekend at comedy clubs across the country. That would be the best thing to ever fucking happen to me. Are you kidding?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Brendan Schaub special, Gringo Poppy or whatever the fuck it's called. I want John to have a special that bad on Netflix.
Dude.
That would make my day. I hope he gets that deal.
I want to quit my job at the gas station and just follow him around in a van.
You can't.
And just fucking...
You're making too much money there now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You guys have really cranked up the rates on people.
Tough lifestyle to let go of, I gotta
say. All right, so let's get to this 14-part Muttering Jay.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Tweet thread.
So,
do you have that available?
I do.
Okay.
I didn't have this one summed up already, but it was fucking hilarious. So we're reading, and I pull it up, and Muttering Jay, world exclusive, dabblers in marketing. I fucking love this guy and everything about him.
Yeah.
Did the bizarre rant by Tony Michaels, Gabe Sanchez on Stuttering John about who are these podcasts' background in marketing stem from insecurity about their own failures in the field? Was this a classic case of projection? Because on 8 June, Tony Michaels and Gabe Sanchez said the following about Carl on the Stuttering John show. Carl said, I believe, look, I'm kind of a marketing guy. I used to do marketing and advertising. Tony, he's a marketing guy? Gabe, he said he's like some sort of marketing strategist. Michaels, that makes, man, more sense than ever. Tony Michaels, quote, marketing people fucking rob and steal. I mean, they rape and pillage, unquote. Gabe Sanchez, right, yeah. Stuttering John was obviously amused by this confused rant about our good friend Carl. But was this a case of projection about their own failed attempts in the world of marketing? According to LinkedIn, and he's got the fucking receipts, he's got the screenshot right here, Gabe Sanchez studied, well, and you can't make this up, marketing!
Gabe, you're a fellow marketer? We should chat sometime.
Oh,
we can network.
His business career did not get off to the best of starts. He tried to create an online bookshop, which led to complaints from senior academic members of staff. And again, he's got all the receipts for all this. None of this is made up. The university newspaper reported that Gabe Sanchez faced potential legal action because of infringement of the bookstore name and other Marquette domain names. Quite ironic, given Stuttering John's tirades about who are these pod to Tony Michaels. And I love the way he phrases this. For the avoidance of doubt, this is the Gabe Sanchez, sidekick and lackey to ex-fast food drive-thru critic and last-minute Stuttering John replacement guest, Tony Michaels, so well lampooned by WATP.
This is why this guy's such a great Twitter follow. He does have a way with words.
Oh, whilst the marketing department is considered plankton on the university food chain, one thinks of the old joke that MBA stands for mediocre but arrogant. Though did Gabe Sanchez even achieve this? Tony Michaels is a 2-time college dropout. Fucking throws that in there. I love it. And but then he also points out that despite having no qualifications, unlike Gabe Sanchez, Tony Michaels decided to launch a business brainstorming podcast.
What?
The Gears, where he talks at length about what? Marketing!
That's fascinating. Please go on.
So wait a second. You're telling me Tony Michaels has another podcast and it's a business podcast specifically about marketing?
You can't make this shit up. You can't
This
make
is
this
exciting
shit up.
stuff because I know shit about marketing, as Gabe has told people. I'm a marketing strategist.
Oh.
So I want to learn more about marketing from my buddy Tony Michaels, who teaches me a lot about Arby's and Wendy's.
Yeah. In fact, he points out an episode that is particularly worth a listen where he talks marital difficulties and his wife's idea of filling a glass with raindrops, a metaphor he strains for over 10 minutes.
Sounds fascinating. I'm excited about this.
Oh, God, yes. Oh, could it be that the unhinged rant by Tony Michaels and Gabe Sanchez about Carl's marketing background on Stuttering John stems from their own failures? Is the current venture the next grift in a series of failed grifts? I report. You decide!
Yes, very well done, sir. That is fantastic reporting. And I'm happy to tell you that I have a little sneak peek of the Gears podcast featuring our buddy Tony Michaels. Now, what he does on this show is he goes for walks. He explains this.
Oh, good.
He goes for a walk every morning by himself, and he'll record the show and whatever his thoughts that he has in his head. He'll talk into his phone, and then he'll put that as a podcast. And then every evening he goes for a walk with his wife. And if the kids want to come along, they can too. And so when he walks with his wife, he's usually having a conversation with her. Well, on this particular episode, they had a conversation the night before, and then he went out for a walk and was remembering this conversation and wanted to get more into the ideas that they had around catching raindrops. Because what his wife was saying, who's not a professional marketer like myself and Tony Michaels and Gabe Sanchez, she was saying, man, when it rains, wouldn't it be great to get a whole glass of water from that in order to be able to drink a glass of water? And Tony, because he's such a smart guy, came up with a metaphor that I think really will help all of us with our business ventures.
It's raining real hard. Maybe it's small, little raindrops. Maybe it's big raindrops. And they're standing there with a glass, right? They're standing there with a glass. And I've been thinking about this all night, all morning.
Really?
Standing there with maybe a small glass, maybe a big glass.
Okay.
Right? In their hand in the yard. Just trying to catch the rain.
Wait, so far, he said the raindrops might be big or small, and the glass might be big or small.
Are there kids in the yard?
Yeah, it's important to the metaphor.
Okay, yeah. What about a medium-sized glass and medium rain? No? Okay.
Don't step on his wordplay.
You're right.
Raindrops so they can get a drink of water. Right? In their hand in the yard. Just trying to catch the raindrops so they can get a drink of water. You're just standing there. Just standing there.
Okay.
And they might get enough raindrops eventually to get them a drink of water. But then I thought, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know how you catch a lot of raindrops? You know how you catch a lot of raindrops in a glass if you're just standing out in the yard?
Tell me.
How would you do that? How would you take this glass?
I don't know.
And make sure all the raindrops that you could catch, right? Let's say all those raindrops are customers. Every single one of them. How could I get all those customers in this one little glass, right? So I get a drink of water.
So you're going to drink of customers? How do I drink all of these customers and also eat hot dog on the side is what I want to know.
Thinking about it. You know what you do? You could put a funnel. You could put a funnel on top of this glass, and all those raindrops that fall into that funnel would end up in that glass.
Whoa! It's because the glass is only so big at the top, and that's how the rain gets in. So with a funnel, are you guys following this? I know it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take in. He was thinking about it all night, all morning.
Yeah.
So he's put a lot more thought into this than we have, obviously.
I'm just hearing about it now. Can you slow down a little?
So what he's saying is, with a funnel, you'd actually catch more rain that would funnel down into your glass. And I don't know if you guys realize this. He kind of hinted at it. We're not talking about rain, actually. Like, we are, but it might actually be something that you can use in other aspects aside from just drinking water. You know, because being hydrated is important. Don't get me wrong.
Of course.
But also, what's important is customers. And he's going to get into what the raindrops might represent.
And I don't know if it's customers. Maybe it's an audience. Maybe it's a lead. Maybe it's a sale.
All right, he just described the same thing 4 different times. What are we talking about here? Are we talking about like sales? Are we talking about like customers? Are we talking about like, yeah, these are all the same thing. I know.
You know, I don't think those raindrops have to be any particular thing. It's just what you want.
It's just what I want.
Okay. I've been working on my KPIs, trying to figure out my KPIs, and I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. No clue.
All right, so I speak this language. So he's talking about key performance indicators. And when you do digital marketing, there's a lot of things you can measure. A lot of them are worthless and meaningless.
Yeah.
And digital marketers get bogged down in meaningless data that doesn't help them. So you got to determine what are your key performance indicators, what are your KPIs. You're going to say, these are the numbers we're going to pay attention to, and we want to optimize against in order to get maximum performance out of our campaigns. I've done this before.
Yeah.
No clue what to track, how to track it, anything. I'm not good at that. I'm not good at data.
That's what digital marketing is. Tracking and data analysis. And he's like, I don't know any of that shit. Then why are you doing a business podcast about digital marketing then, you moron?
My mind isn't driven that way. I'm trying to get better. I've been doing better with my weight loss. I've been tracking my food. I've been tracking how much I exercise.
Uh-oh. That's not a good sign.
Uh-oh.
That's not a good sign. He's like, I'm as good at digital marketing as I am at dieting. Like, then I'm turning this podcast off.
Yeah.
Because it's not working for you.
Wait till you hear my politics.
What is this guy good at? What the fuck is he good at?
Teaming up with people.
So, yes, he does pick winners when it comes to Gabe and Stuttering John. That's going really well for him. All right, so he has no clue how to track things. He doesn't know what raindrops represent. He thinks they can represent a lot of different things. And now let's get into the type of funnel you would use. And I can't tell if we're talking about metaphorically here or if we're talking about like an actual marketing campaign. I'm not even sure anymore.
It doesn't matter what the raindrops are. You see, it doesn't matter what you think those raindrops are. As long as you know what your raindrops are. And then...
He sounds like someone who's like listened to Tony Robbins before and kind of knows like how to say things but doesn't know what to say.
Yeah. Has a vague idea of what a metaphor might be, but has never effectively heard or used one before.
He's actually in his yard with a glass on mushrooms, talking into the...
I mean, for me, it's actual raindrops because
it just turns
they
out.
Turned off our water because I can't afford it. My wife wants to bathe, so...
Build this big, huge funnel. Now, it could be a sales funnel. It could be a lead generating funnel, whatever the hell it is, right? It depends on what the raindrops are of what funnel you build.
So depending on what the raindrops are, you have to build a different funnel to capture those raindrops. And what he said was it could be a sales funnel or a lead generation funnel. And by the way, leads lead to sales. So it's the same fucking thing. This guy knows like 6 buzzwords and uses them over and over again because he's a moron.
Well, he's a thought leader in his industry.
He sure is. Oh my God, I've been downloading these podcasts.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm playing this because this is a tease.
Yeah.
I'm excited to really dig into this and get the full information about digital marketing that I think WATP listeners deserve.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, this is the last clip that I have on this. I just thought this was kind of funny. Kind of like the analogy gets away from him.
Really?
Yeah, on this one it gets away from him a little
I didn't
bit.
see that coming.
So build the funnel over that glass and catch as many of those raindrops as you can. And you won't just have a drink for right now. You won't just have a drink of water right now. You'll have enough. You might have to get buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets because you're just catching so many raindrops, right? And you might have to fill up one bucket, and then it's still raining, so you gotta put the funnel over another bucket. And then maybe you put it over a big, huge trash can, and then maybe there's so much water you gotta put it over a swimming pool.
You wouldn't put a funnel over a swimming pool. The swimming pool is so large and it's catching all of the water already. It's like you get a funnel for a Dixie cup, and then there's so much rain that you get a funnel for the pool. Like, wait, what are we even talking about anymore? I'm totally confused. And I love that he's saying, like, and just so you guys know, when you use this methodology, it's not just about fulfilling your sales needs for that day. You can fulfill your sales needs for weeks, months to come. This guy has 1 patron on Patreon. One. Tony, if you want to do something where you actually make residual revenue and people sign up for something and then you continue to make money off of it, maybe you should listen to my podcast, you know? Because I have actually demonstrated how to do such a thing rather than just set up a Patreon. And I love that he goes, I never promote my Patreon. He's got a ton of information on there about why to sign up, what you'll get for it. Like, why'd you go through all this trouble if you want no one to give you money on there? You obviously do, and you're just a failure. And that's okay. It's okay to be a failure. It's just not okay to then think that you're going to make fun of me. And who are these podcasts? And then we're just going to sit back and be like, oh, shucks. Tony guy, he sure has life figured out.
Got us again.
You're a fucking fat idiot, Tony. You fucking moron.
Who are these podcasts? WATP.